What's going on, everybody? What's going on? This is Uncle Jackie, aka Tony Jackie. Here's another episode of Tony's. I'll be back with y'all in a few.
T.O.N.Y. T.O.N.Y. You see, talks like his shit don't stink, but he's cooking people. I knew he's fun. Just Uncle Jackie better. Jackie was alright. Uncle Jackie was excellent. Fucking guineas. Uncle Jackie. Uncle Jack. Line, everybody get the line. Listen the fuck up. It's going down. Pay attention. Alright? Now, niggas a little bit, bitches a little bit, the block's a little bit, the fuck a little bit, bitches a little bit, faces a little bit, fuck you all, I'm the motherfucking general, niggas a little bit, bitches a little bit, the block's a little bit, the fuck a little bit, it's a little bit, it's a little bit, fuck who you are. When I walk through, stop, silence, remain quiet, babies don't cry, thug. Yo, I think it's time we take a fucking time out to hear what Harlem got to say. What, niggas? Harlem on the vibes. You don't want no problem with us, guys.
Practice. I can show you practice. I can show you how to put $1 million in a mattress. I can show the difference between an icon and a classic. Baby in the major should be rolling in a basket. I'm advanced, and it's a lot of dance. From anywhere, my jewelry jump like Ja Morant. And Kif Toe shorts got me tanning with the babes. You would be a surfer if you ever had this wave. I just switch up my cabana, they throw shade. Matter top 5, the top wives know I'm the fade. And throw 'em out the loop, I be mute, playing cute, nothing to say to you. Cause when I'm back home, I'm like Kyrie, I won't play with you. This is magic with the fur. Tim Duncan on the spur. Tanya Harton on the skates. This that Kobe #8. This the kick over the head in the hand of Sue Bird. This boy's superb. All I got is 2 words.
Uncle Jackie, what's going on? Good evening. Good evening. It's another episode of Tony's. What's going on? We got a few things to talk about. Mets, Yankees, Giants, Jets, Knicks, Nets. You know how that be. World Series just ended. The Dodgers beat the Yankees in 5 games. That was shorter than we thought it would be. But both teams, both New York teams, vied hard. They played hard. Yankees came up short because they're trying to make it seem like the Yankees they went in a little too cocky. But as I said at the beginning of the season, the Dodgers were a team to reckon with. The Dodgers weren't a joke. And I did call the Yankees going to the World Series, as well as the Dodgers. I called the matchup and I called the victor. The Dodgers they're just too strong. There's not much you can do with a team like that. And the Dodgers went out and proved why they're always in position to be in the World Series or better. Yeah, my bad. Technical, technical difficulty. But we back. Yeah, I want to the free agent class.
These are some of your better free agents coming up in 2025. Of course, you got Juan Soto, Corbin Burns, Blake Snell, Alex Bregman, Willie Adames, Max Fried, Pete Alonso, Teoscar Hernandez, Anthony Santander, and Christian Walker. But others will be opting out of contracts. You know how that goes. But these are your top guys. It's Uncle Jackie, a.k.a. Tony Jack.
Good evening, Ms. Brunson. Appreciate you for tuning in. Was just having some technical difficulty as usual, as it seems like when it's always time for me to, when it's my turn. But thank you for tuning in. Hope you're having a great evening. Hope everybody is having a great evening. Like I was saying, speaking on this talk in New York, talk on New York sports, speaking on the Yankees and the yeah, how you doing, Fakwa? Speaking on the Yankees and the Dodgers World Series, the Yankees just couldn't get it together. They got outclassed, they were outmatched, and then that last game, the game five was a little bit of everything that was in game five. But the Yankees were expecting, with the addition of Juan Soto, they were expecting big things. Pause. They actually did. They accomplished a lot. The season wasn't a loss. They accomplished a lot. This is what they were expecting in the World Series and the playoffs, but it just didn't happen. Shout out to John Carlos Stanton because he did his thing.
With the Blue Jays. High fly ball, deep right field off the bat of Soto. There it goes. See ya. Into the bleachers, a long home run. High fly ball, right field. Cave back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. Back to back. He's done it again. Magnificent year. That one is drilled deep to center field. Doyle back. Still back. Track. Wall. See ya. Oh, ho, ho. Into Monument Park. Putting on a show.
And that was the good, bad, and the ugly. That's what they were expecting all year. They got that all year in the regular season. And then Aaron Judge just disappeared. I mean, he just really, he and Otani disappeared too, but his teammates covered him. So you don't know he went 2 for 15 in the series or 2 for 16, whatever it was, because he got covered. This is when this I'm a player. This is when you can just you knew things were in jeopardy.
Fan interferences you will ever see. Glaber flies out down the line. Mookie's chasing it, jumps up, grabs it, and then the fans, wait, what's going on? Oh, well, fucking, that's out. That's out. Oh, fuck off me. Yelling. I'm just like, yeah, you're right. That's out. And the fans are saying, no. That was over the fence. That was over the fence. Yeah. I was here. That was on our side. And this is just preposterous. He looks like a doofus, and he just grabs Mookie's glove and rips his arm up. Look at that. That's all of his strength in the world. Mookie's like, ugh. Oh, he pries his glove open, and then his friend grabs Mookie's wrist, basically assault, and then he's going to flick the ball with backspin. That's kind of cool. And then the most proud of himself he's been in 10 years. Probably banned from the stadium. Can't do that. One of the more...
He was definitely banned for life from the stadium because you can't do that. But, that's a classic move by a classy organization. That's the Yankees. That's the Yankee fans for you. They made New York look real bad. And then to lose the World Series in 5 games without basically putting up a fight because you guys imploded in 1 inning. 1 inning. So I know that sucks balls. What's good, Theo J? What's going on, brother? Farquhar, yeah, he's an idiot. That wasn't. Yeah, that was a true Yankee fan. He did look proud of himself. They're both banned for life from Yankee Stadium. Should have been Mets fans. Met fans would never. You hear me? Met fans would never. But like I was saying, to add insult to injury, this happens.
Series breakdown is brought to you by Body Armor Sports Drink. In the first inning, he just breezed through the top of the lineup. Pop up to Judge. Next batter steps up. It's Mookie Betts, and he gets him to softly roll over a ground ball to first. Very easy. 4 innings of no-hit baseball from Garrett Cole, and then a fastball in the middle. He gets himself a single. Cole's thinking, whatever, dude. I can pitch around that. I'll get outs. A pop-up. Oh! They go down the middle with the cutter. They get the ground out. Volpe goes to get the lead runner. Looks like I'm going to have to do strikeouts. 1 strikeout. Now comes up Ohtani. Another strikeout. Here we go. Mookie's up. Ground ball to Rizzo. This should do. Freddie Freeman is up. Don't pitch Freddie Freeman inside. He scores 2 more runs. Teoscar hits it to the wall, and he clears the bases because Freddie's running hard, even though he's got like a broken rib, a broken ankle. Tie game. Breakdown was brought to you by Body Armor.
Listen here. Yeah, I'm not a Yankee fan either, but to get banned for life for something that was obvious, like, did you forget you want? Do you know we can see you? You have to know that we can see you, champ. We're looking at you. We're looking at you act a fool. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know baseball, that looks horrible. You have a player in Mookie Betts going to get a a fly ball in foul territory, and this gentleman grabs his glove, grabs the ball. Grabs his glove, rips the ball out, pause, and tries to say it was over the fence. Bro, are you crazy? Yes, that they were broken behind that. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. It definitely was not a good look. Hey, I'm gonna play that again for you guys.
Series breakdown is brought to you by Body Armor Sports Drink. In the first inning, he just breezed through the top of the lineup. Pop up to Judge. Next batter steps up. It's Mookie Betts, and he gets him to softly roll over a ground ball to first. Very easy. 4 innings of no-hit baseball from Garrett Cole, and then a fastball in the middle. He gets himself a single. Cole's thinking, whatever, dude. I can pitch around that. I'll get outs. A pop-up. Oh! They go down the middle with the cutter. They get the ground out. Volpe goes to get the lead runner. Looks like I'm going to have to do strikeouts. 1 strikeout. Now comes up Ohtani. Another strikeout. Here we go. Mookie's up. Ground ball to Rizzo. This should do. Freddie Freeman is up. Don't pitch Freddie Freeman inside. He scores 2 more runs. Teoscar hits it to the wall, and he clears the bases because Freddie's running hard, even though he's got like a broken rib, a broken ankle. Tie game. Breakdown was brought to you by Body Armor.
Yeah, so you seen Freddie Freeman with the hurt ankle. He was injured, hurt, and he was gassing it down the line. You seen him gas it down the line a few times against the Mets too. But that was a good series, especially because it came out the way I wanted it to. Because when it comes to the Yankees, you can't sit here and be a Met fan and then tell me you rooted for Yankees in the World Series. Not even for the love of New York. Because that's not what happened over here. I always liked the Dodgers. Way more than I'm ever like the Yankees or the NL East. Yeah, Ohtani did not show up. Yeah, he wasn't. He was and he jammed his shoulder or something like that, separated his shoulder partially. It was like, yeah, so Ohtani wasn't even in it, but he had backup. everybody on the Dodgers came to play. Everybody. So, everybody gave Otani a lift. Pause. But the Yankees, Aaron Judge, he just was wow. He went silent. Jazz Chisholm kind of went silent. They had their little back-to-back moment, but that was basically it. They weren't even scary. And that leads me to believe that the Mets were the second best team in baseball this year, having taken the Dodgers to six. And if we'd have probably thought about in hindsight, which is 2020, if you don't start Senga in LA, it might have went seven, or things might have went another way. But yeah, the Yankees, they Garrett Cole opted out. Of course, we know Juan Soto is a free agent. So will he stay there? Will he try to have continued success there? Will he go across the river? I- Is there another place that he might? Will he become a Dodger? Because the Dodgers are supposed to pursue him as well. And you got to remember, they can pursue him because all of that Otani money is backdated. Like is default. Like he gets that later on. So like a Bobby Bonilla deal, just way better. So like, will Soto get a job get a deal like that too? Now the only thing you have to worry about with those big crushing ass deals is will the owner sell? Will the owner keep the team? Oh, Rizzo, Yankees made it to this point and the Mets didn't. That's nice to know. Y'all might as well have been the Mets. You did the same damn thing. You did worse. You did worse against the same team. So, Miss Tom, you sound like you're from the Bronx. I could smell you. I can smell the Bronx on you. You smell like the two line. You don't even smell like the four line. You smell like the two on the five train. Soto to the Mets. That would be nice, but I actually don't think we need them. It'd be nice to have them. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. I would love to have Soto, but it's not life or death for me with Soto. Exactly. The Yankees did the worst against the same team. At least we fought harder. We went to six. You guys, checked out after five. And then you lost dishonorably. You got fans trying to snatch fly foul balls, paws away from the opposing team. Chris Tom, defend that. How do you defend that, Chris Tom? How dare you? How dare you? Are you kidding me? I don't even want to talk to you anymore, Chris Tom.
Fan interferences you will ever see. Glaber flies out down the line. Mookie's chasing it, jumps up, grabs it, and then the fans, wait, what's going on? Oh, well, fucking, that's out. That's out. Oh, fuck off me. Yelling. Ump's like, yeah, you're right. That's out. And the fans are saying, no. That was over the fence. That was over the fence. Yeah. I was here. That was on our side. And this is just preposterous. He looks like a doofus, and he just grabs Mookie's glove and rips his arm up. Look at that. That's all of his strength in the world. Mookie's like, ugh. Oh, he pries his glove open, and then his friend grabs Mookie's wrist, basically assault, and then he's going to flick the ball with backspin. That's kind of cool. And then the most proud of himself he's been in 10 years. Probably banned from the stadium. Can't do that. One of the more...
Definitely banned from the stadium. But Frank, if you want, just let me know if you want to join too. Y'all are both Met fans, and y'all, it's fine if y'all want to join. But yeah, Frank, I sent you that via text message, so you can the link I sent you. Just you know what to do from there. Just you already know you're always welcome. So I'll give y'all a few seconds while I'll try to stall talking about the Yankees a little bit. Well, I can move on to the Mets a little bit. Now, us Mets, I had them projected. Like I said, I had the Yankees projected to go to the World Series last year. This year, they went. I had the Mets projected to be a 500 team this year. winning between 79 and 83 games. They won 89. We won 89. I'm proud to say we won 89 games. So shit, we overachieved. Then we brought together what made me say that we brought together a unit that seemed like we were, finding pieces, like they were cast offs. We took a bunch of cast offs and we got a manager who was also a rookie. We had every reason to win 70 games this year. And no one's it's supposed to be a down year, it was supposed to be a rebuild year, and we turned that into almost we almost won the pennant. We almost won the pennant. So again, I'm proud of my boys. I'm proud of the New York Mets for what they did. Even though they lost to the Dodgers, at least nobody tried to grab a foul ball out of nobody's hand. You get what I mean, Chris Tom? Yeah, of course you can't you disown them. No, those are your those are your people. But yeah, I am glad you admitted it. But in terms of the Mets, I'm gonna move on now. Wait, one more thing before the Yankees go. Is Garrett Cole going to sign back? Does Garrett Cole want to be a Yankee for the rest of his career? Does Juan Soto sign back? Does he want to be a Yankee for? Well, he's still young, so he can sign another contract and then still get another one later. What is Juan Soto going to do? That's going to be the big question. Is Aaron Boone in trouble? So yeah, I have a lot of questions as well. Now, as I said, the free agent class is not too bad, especially the top guys. So I mean, you guys are. I mean, we're both New York teams are looking at something.
These are some of your better free agents coming up in 2025. Of course, you got Juan Soto, Corbin Burns, Blake Snell, Alex Bregman, Willie Adames, Max Fried, Pete Alonso, Teoscar Hernandez, Anthony Santander, and Christian Walker. But others will be opting out of contracts. You know how that goes. But these are your top guys. It's Uncle Jackie, aka Tony Jack.
What's going on, Frank? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you joining me.
Hey, a little busy around me, but I'm trying to keep the noise down for a minute.
So I'll just ask you questions then. What do you think about the off season? I know you're not a fan of them, but you can still have an opinion. The Yankees this off season. They keep Cole and Soto.
I don't know. I would call, Cole's the one who's going to want to opt out. I would literally call his bluff. What is he looking for? Money security or years security? Because I don't think he's worth much more than he's already making. And
Right, because yeah, you got to get. I'm sorry.
and Soto, you can make the argument that whatever money Shohani is making is coming back to them tenfold with that fan base overseas. I don't think Soto is gonna be worth the return in investment if those are the numbers he's really looking at.
Yeah, because I hear he's looking for 50 million, around something like that. 500 million for the life of the contract.
Actually, what I
That's
heard today was that he was looking to join the 600 million group at about 13 years. That's a little ridiculous. Like, if you really want to throw the money away like that, call his bluff too. Instead of 52 a year, I'll give you 60 a year for the next 6 years. To me, it's gonna be anything past 6, 7 years is gonna turn into a disastrous contract.
I think so too. I do think so too. Now there's a chance he can turn into a pure hitter, meaning he's not going for the bombs anymore, but he's going for gap hits and. But I don't want to bet on that. I want to get the ones that you're talking about, that 6, 7 years, that prime, the into the prime and into the prime, and then you can go. Then you can
Yeah.
go. In terms of business,
Because think about it, at least in LA they got a pitcher every 5 days and an everyday DH. Awesome hitter actually. But the reality is Soto can hit, but he's a liability on the field. At what
yeah,
point? do you wind up turning this ridiculous contract into an all DH contract? So he I think there's a little bit, of course, considering who his agent is, it's going to play out in his favor. I just don't know if he's going to be worth the investment.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. The first 6, 7 years, he'll be worth the investment. He's going to hit 30, 40, possibly 50 home runs, driving over 110 RBIs a year. He's going to score probably 80 to 100 times a year. But once he turns 34, 35, what kind of hitter is he going to be? What is he, 26 now? So the 6, 7
26,
years,
yeah.
6, 7 years, leaving 32, 33 years old. That's the end of your prime. And mm, after
Which
that, it's
is
like,
about
who
the time
cares?
the hamstrings and on the power hitters, the rib cage and pull muscles start happening. You know,
Yeah, most definitely the freak injuries.
like I said, at least in LA, they getting some pitching out of it. And he's looking like he's gonna be a good pitcher so far. But with Soto,
Yeah,
all you're really getting is the bat and not much else.
yeah, you don't get a 5 tool player. That's why I sit here and say, as a Met fan, yes, I would like to have him, but do I want to give up the bar, give up the whole house for him? No, I don't. I really don't. Because those free agents didn't seem bad, and we don't need to get the top 10. We can get the top 20 and still make with the team we had this year. It showed like, hey, you don't need the best player at every position. You just need players that are going to play hard and timely
Yeah.
pitching and hitting.
I think Iglesias proved the whole point that metrics isn't always the way to go. That was just all hustle and heart, and the rest of the players playing off of it.
It really was, and it was led by the man who probably runner up for MVP, the guy who keeps getting gypped for. Yeah, here's one for you, Frank.
Is Francisco Lindor not a Gold Glove finalist 3 years in a row? It's a joke. Lindor won 2 Gold Gloves with the Cleveland Indians. Comes over to the Mets, plays great defense, has yet to win, yet to be a finalist. Now let's talk about him this year. Something fishy is happening. I'm not one for conspiracy theories. I'm not one to blame anybody. But there's literally no world in which Francisco Lindor shouldn't be a Gold Glove finalist, at least. He's second in the NL in defensive runs saved behind Dansby. And this is no offense to Ezekiel Tovar and Mason Wynn, who are the other finalists, but he should be over both of those guys. But he don't need to be. He just got to be better than one. Ranks third in all of Major League Baseball in Fangraphs defensive metrics, second in all Major League Baseball in outs above average. Should he win the award over Dansby? Probably not. But not being named as a top 3 finalist is a joke. How? What am I missing? How is Francisco Lindor not named a finalist over Mason Wynn? Let's take names out of it. Let's talk numbers like we just did. It's Francisco Lindor. Let's put names in it. We're talking Francisco Lindor, one of the faces of New York, one of the faces of baseball, and we're just blatantly snubbing him? I would love an explanation here. How?
I think I got one.
Snubbing of the All-Star, the snubbing for the Gold Glove, the All-Star. I can't say MVP because 50-50 is better than 30-30. So I mean, it is what it is with that.
Nah,
But the Gold Glove,
what Lindor's problem has been the last couple of years? Those ridiculously slow starts he's gotten into.
yeah, he does.
If he started the way he finished, it wouldn't just be the fans chanting MVP. You'd have to put him in that conversation. It wouldn't just be the questions about why doesn't he have a golden glove. You'd have to put him. The people voting on it would have to put him in that. But these last 2-3 years, it's taken him a month and a half, 2 months to get started. And by the time he gets rolling, all the people who you think are going to be the finalists are already leading the pack. So that playing catch up is costing him big time.
Yeah, but for the GOAT, well, you think the lack of hitting, not affects the glove in terms of him creating errors, but you think that takes away from people looking at you because you're not performing maybe as well as a dancing Swanson or whoever.
See, but you also got to look at it this way: if you batting 330 and make an error, oh damn, oh well. But you batting 216 and make an error, You can't. Not only did you not win the game with the bat, you didn't help win the game with the glove.
Right.
So it's all relative, and I think his slow starts are really what's hindering. He should be on a Reyes level as far as shortstops and being loved in New York. He should be a Jose Reyes. He should be. Remember, at one point, Reyes was in the running for literally maybe the best player in baseball for like a year and a half or two. Lindor should be in that conversation if it wasn't for these slow starts. Because he's in the right market for, look at the recognition he gets the way the season ends. But he's also getting highlighted the way the season starts.
That is true too. And one thing I give him, he smiles through it all. He smiles through it all. Doesn't matter. He still seems to be a great guy. I mean, we don't know personally, but in that clubhouse, they seem to love him. Whether he's hitting 188 or 288, he seems to be he still keeps the same attitude. He still wants to play baseball. He wants to be in New York. And salute to Francisco Lindor. Most definitely. Now we had our own swan song, brother. It hurt. They took us to 6 games. But Howie Rosen, Howie Rosen always sends us off with some beautiful words. Here's some words from my boy Howie.
You are emotionally invested in this Mets team, and you're sad right now. It's certainly understandable. But I promise you that won't take long to wear off if it ends here, because once the immediate disappointment, if they don't pull off some kind of magical comeback here, wears off, you'll realize what an incredible ride this team took you for this year. They started out 0-5. They showed some signs of life before they fell to 11 games under the 500 mark. And a lot of people had them written off right there. And so when you're lying around during the offseason, anticipating the next one, and you think about what the 2024 Mets were all about, you won't be able to keep yourself from smiling. Remember the talk over the winter? Transitional year. They're punting on the season. Well, they've kicked all the way to the 6th game of the National League Championship Series. And I'll say this, on a personal level, I was 15 years old when they won the 1969 World Series. That's 55 years ago. So you can do the math for yourself. But I'll just say this about the 2024 New York Mets. This 70-year-old feel 15 all over again. You can watch baseball for a lot of years and never see the run that the Mets went on during this postseason.
He be trying to play us with your heartstrings. But it was an unbelievable run we went on. Last time I seen a run like that was the Giants when Jim Fassel guaranteed we were going to make the playoffs. And we sat there, we won all those games back to back and made it to the playoffs and then got smoked in the Super Bowl, I believe, that year. But shout out to my New York Mets. I love us. Once again, here's the free agent class before I move on.
These are some of your better free agents coming up in 2025. Of course, you got Juan Soto, Corbin Burns, Blake Snell, Alex Bregman, Willie Adames, Max Fried, Pete Alonso, Teoscar Hernandez, Anthony Santander, and Christian Walker. But others will be opting out of contracts. You know how that goes. But these are your top guys. It's Uncle Jackie, a.k.a. Tony Jack.
I think as long as Snell doesn't try to price himself into the upper echelon of superstars, he'd be a good person to go after. I think the problem the Mets had was we got too many 5-inning superstars in our pitching staff. We need a couple of pitchers who can go into that 7th inning and not just get there, but like you're not afraid to have them there.
Right.
So I think pitching is what needs to be addressed, which is why I'm against the whole Soto conversation at this point.
Me too. I actually like the guy from the Braves. Damn, I forgot his name. Max Fried, but he's always injured.
Yeah.
Max Fried he could be a dominant pitcher. He's just always injured. Sean Mania opted out. What do you think we're gonna do with that?
I don't know. I hate career years in your walk year because are you going to repeat this or was it just focused intensity because you knew you were going to do this? Like it's hard. Like I'm not a
Now,
Cole fan at all. I think I don't know why I just don't like Cole. But if he really opts out, I would I would kick those bushes to see what it would take to make him come to the other side of the city.
I agree. I definitely agree. As far as Sean Mania goes, I'm gonna give Sean Mania this because when we said we signed him last year, I went into looking up. He wasn't bad at first with Oakland. When he first started, he was okay, and then he had rocky years. Ended up with San Fran, kind of turned his last half a year around before we signed him. He had took himself to Driveline. Driveline is somewhere you go like pitchers mostly go, and they add speed to their velocity. So he added 2 or 3 miles an hour to his fastball, and this is the year that he had because of that. So I want to shout out Driveline. I think that actually worked for him. So hopefully this is the start of at least 4 or 5 more good years like this one, or better. Hopefully, hopefully. But I wouldn't mind signing him back. I wouldn't mind. He could be a
And
good number three.
that's the other thing. I think we got a bunch of number threes. I think it's time to get
We do.
a one and a two. We would have a deep rotation with that many threes if we had a one or two. But
You're right.
you know,
Singer, you think Singer's the back being normal next year?
I don't know. Even at best, he would have been a two at best.
To me too. To me, yeah, to me too. He's a two.
So, like I said, I'm not a Cole fan, and I don't know what it is. I don't. I think it's because he's a Yankee. I just don't like him. But
And I think he was a Philly before that.
if he opts out, I think that'd be a good little bush to kick. See where that dust settles a little bit.
I would definitely go after Garrett Cole, probably more so than I would after Soto, because I think
Oh,
you can.
absolutely.
As we showed this year, I mean, we got some pop in the lineup, but we don't need to spend that money for one guy where we can, get an ace quality pitcher, probably get two pitchers, and how much more? The team was pretty good this year. Jesse Winker, I love Jesse Winker this year. He
Oh
played
yeah.
with passion and fury. He played with, yeah, that was one of the better pickups. He played with passion and fury. But we're not far away. We're not far away. Do we need to get better? Of course, we need to get better bullpen help. But yeah, we don't really need to go for Soto. That's some video game shit, really. Because what do you do with Pete?
I think Pete's honestly on the decline, man.
That fast? I think
His
it was one
body
bad
type.
year.
Remember, he doesn't have the thin, muscular, athletic body type,
Yeah, he
and
might need.
he's literally trending towards being a full time DH at this point. For the money he's gonna want and the years he's gonna want, I don't know, man. I liked him 3 years ago. I was okay with him last year. Uh, this is not all. That slow start was not all on Lindor. That was on him too.
Oh, definitely. I like Pete. I do like Pete. I don't know if he was trying too hard this year. It was career lows basically almost across the board. But I think his defense has improved. That's one thing that has gotten better over the years, him playing first base. I appreciate the way he plays the game because he plays the game like Nemo does without the smile. He plays hard, you know what I mean? He doesn't give up. But, business wise, is he on a decline? Is this the start of something? Or is this an aberration? Is he going to be back to being the polar bear next year? Maybe he sheds 10 pounds next year or during the off season. maybe, and adds muscle.
Nah, I think he
But
is who he is at this point.
and if that's the case, then I mean, 34 and 88 is not bad. But what do you want us to pay you? Because I was thinking like somewhere between 25, 30, something like that.
Well, he turned down 180 million. Remember, Boris is his agent as well.
Right. Oh boy. Well, hopefully we'll get something done with them. Hopefully, I actually like every Cole that went from the Phillies to the Yankees. Cole Hamels,
Yeah.
this Garrett Cole. I think all of them have been awesome. So I wouldn't mind putting Garrett Cole as the starter at the lead front end of our rotation as well. Then you got rumors about Jacob DeGrom. Maybe he could be a number 5 back in. Is he better than Severino and what's the Quintana?
I think in spurts he's better than Cole. But what kind of spurts are we looking at now?
His injuries are just too
Yeah.
damn devastating. They're always arms. There's always something with his arm. But for the love, Jacob DeGrom was a farm guy, just like Pete Alonso. So for me, sometimes it's difficult for me to say, hey, let's give up on him because he grew up with us. But sometimes you gotta let these guys go because business wise and team wise, they might have had it. But I don't really think Pete Alonso is finished. I don't think he's finished.
No, I don't think he's finished. I just don't think we're going to see much more of an improvement. I think this is
Out.
who he is. Especially if we take the last 3 years into account. I think this is who he is.
So
He,
like kind of like
he
Kyle Schwarber to a lesser degree.
he's you know what he's gonna. I think he's turning into the prototypical early '90s first baseman, all or nothing. Gonna bat
Yeah,
230 and yank out a couple of home runs. But if he don't hit the home run, don't expect nothing else out of him.
yeah, that'd be horrible because those guys are easily removed after like 2 or 3 good years. You always found somebody who could hit
Yeah.
better, play defense, and excuse me. I miss John Olerud. We never had these problems with Olerud. He was who he was.
But we got DH
Excuse me.
now.
JD Martinez.
Martinez, because that's where Alonso's going to wind up. I don't care how many years of a contract he gets. I think in 3 years he's a DH.
Shit, he would be if we used him as a DH now and got a different first baseman. He'd be an upgrade over JD Martinez in terms of the power department.
We got. I
He'd
think
be
if we move him off, we have a first baseman on that field already.
Vientos.
Yep.
Yeah, Vientos. I haven't seen him play first, but shit, he was the guy I was looking for. I didn't think he was gonna be much of anything, and he ended up. So far, he's the best one. I thought it was gonna be Beatty all the way. I thought it was really gonna be Beatty all the way. And it looks like our young bull is gonna pass Mauricio. He did pass Mauricio,
Yeah.
Acuna's brother. He jumped right past Mauricio.
And
So I'm hoping to see more of that.
I think Viento's at first, Acuna at second. You know who the shortstop is? Get a third baseman.
So what happens to Jeff McNeil? You throw him in the outfield or you throw him off the team?
I like McNeil, but where are we gonna put him?
He hasn't hit for 302 years. It's like, can he be the same guy again?
I think his hustle plays better coming off the bench at the end of the game than playing the whole game.
I like his glove because he has a. No one ever talks on it though. No one ever speaks on Jeff McNeil, but he's sure-handed. He doesn't make many errors in the field,
No, he doesn't.
no matter where you put him.
But I think that plays better at the end of the game.
Yeah, that could. That could.
That glove ain't doesn't play well if Alonso and Lindor are having their slumps.
Yeah, that's true. And McNeil has, I don't even think he's hit 250 in the last two seasons. So, I mean, he started picking it up at the end of the season, but I think he hit 247 for the year. That's
Yeah.
not that's not too great. I'm gonna have to move along from the baseball because I don't want to. I'm gonna
Sure.
have to
Sure.
go to work in like 30 minutes. But basketball, you're a Nick fan, right?
Absolutely.
And they're 3-2. They're looking better after losing the first game to Boston. The Nets surprisingly are 3-3. They're still you know contending for 500.
Well, they talking. Milwaukee might be looking to unload the Greek at the end of the mid before the end of the year, and the Nets might be the top spot for that. As a Knicks fan, I'd hate it.
Yeah, you would have to because what's his name? The yellow man. Back problems. Damn, I got his name in my brain. 6'10", always injured. His back hurt. He got mental illness now, and all of these things. Desi Dash, what's
Ben
going
Simmons.
on, brother? Ben Simmons. Him and Ben Simmons. Wow, what do you do offensively with that defense? What do you do? Then you still got they still got their who's there? Oh, they would probably have to get rid of him. They would probably have to trade him. Nick Claxton. Because oh my gosh, what kind of wow, you got Ben Simmons in your backcourt at 6'10". Then you got Giannis down there at 7 feet. Wow. Yeah, Ben Simmons could just lead everybody to Giannis. Block party all day. Block party, or that would be crazy. But I'm all for them. I think the Knicks are, the better team. So until that trade happens, the Knicks are the talk of the town.
Oh, even then,
Yeah, the Knicks. I see 60 games. I see Eastern Conference Finals against Boston, and I still don't think I could beat Boston.
I think that Cat deal hurt the bench.
Hmm.
I'm just waiting to see who comes off that bench and takes the reins because Cat,
That's what I
he
was
can
saying.
score, but he's never been the type to impose himself in a game. He's never been the type to say, we need 10 points. I'm going to get 12 right now. And
Right.
that a little heart, a little soul, I think is what we lost in that trade. We got the numbers back, but I think the chemistry is going to take a little bit, and someone on that bench is going to have to step up.
Oh, a couple of guys are going to have to step. That's what I was saying when the trade went through. You depleted your bench, but
Nah,
you're starting five, second to none. It's a very good starting five. Jalen Brunson is still playing like he did last year. He makes the game look so easy. So easy. He knows how to get to his spots. He knows how to help his guys get to their spots. Jason Hardest. When they do get that chemistry and they do bond and mesh together, it's gonna be serious. It's serious now to me. But when they
I,
finally bond and mesh together, it's gonna be even more real.
I think the wild card is Bridges. You got to guard him at the three. You got to stop him from trying to cut into the lane. Meanwhile, you got Cat who weighs like 500 pounds and is 8 feet tall, just standing outside and inside, and Brunson just looking at you like I'm getting into this hole whether you want me to or not. Like with Bridges, he opens up for the other two. But
And Bridges, two-way player. He's a good two-way player at that. That
yeah,
signing I like the most. I like Cat being signed, but I like Markel. I mean, Michael Bridges' game is so smooth. It's so easy. It's like he's practicing when he's playing. Everything is just smooth. I like him on Brooklyn. That's why I saw like, wow, y'all got to stop trading this guy and let him find a home somewhere because he's definitely not number one, but he definitely could be a number two, number three, like he is now.
I think he's the perfect three with Cat and Brunson. Because
Hmm.
again, you got to keep your eye on him. You can't just
Yeah,
naturally double Brunson at the top because you got to keep your eye on him.
yeah, definitely. And he can shoot and he can go to the rack. It doesn't matter. He's lanky. He brings length balls. And Michael Bridges is like, don't sleep on them. I'm mad. I got to rush through this. We're gonna move on to your Jets. What's good, brother? Appreciate you. Yeah, we got to move on to your Jets, man. 2-6. Y'all got Devontae Adams. He has all the weapons he wants. What's wrong with the team?
I've been complaining about Rodgers from the minute we picked him up. Nothing changes. All the
Would you
perks
rather
he
have the other guy?
I'd rather have anyone else. Remember, Rodgers, all the perks he's gotten here. Yeah, he's a 3-star general in Green Bay. He didn't earn any of that here. He played one quarter preseason last year. He played none this year. Have you seen any of the games? You know how many of those
Yeah,
passes look like the receivers and him are not on the same page? The only
yeah,
receiver who he was on the same page with was with Lazard, who came with him.
right.
How is he supposed to build chemistry with the younger players by not playing any games?
Yeah, because Garrett Wilson is a talent, and I don't know how he and Garrett Wilson get. I mean, they've had a couple of good games, but the offense should not be a problem at this point. Nowhere it shouldn't be the problem, not the offense.
And that's what the problem is.
And then yeah, that is where the problem lies. That is you beat the Texans surprisingly. So what are you 3-6 now? 3-5?
3-5.
So y'all are 3-5. And I'm surprised you beat the Texans. That hurt my feelings personally. But
Well, actually,
you
I,
know,
I I put money on this game if for no other reason that Rodgers has been a monumental a-hole his whole career. That I said there's no way in the world, considering one of the coaches called him out last week, that he would let this game go. My concern is going to be next week. Does he go back to normal, or does he still have that chip on his shoulder?
well, he better. Hopefully, he plays well for your sake, for y'all's sake.
And
Hopefully,
even
he
then,
plays
And even then, we
shoulder.
needed that Michael Jordan catch because the first quarter he was old for the whole quarter for the first half.
Yeah, he can't. Not against the Texans. Not against. I don't think he's gonna. You're lucky that the AFC East is looking like the AFC least again. So there's still time in that aspect. But you definitely got to get it together. You have a better chance than the people you pay rent to, the Giants. Definitely have a better chance than us because whether it's Daniel Jones, no matter who's going to be back there, it's Tommy DeVito, whoever they want to put back. I don't think it matters.
Actually, you know what would have made a big difference for the Giants this year? And again, I'm anti-Giant. I love them the same way I hate. I love the Yankees, which I don't. Um,
Right,
they should have just paid. They should have just paid Taylor and kept him because Taylor took the money, came over here. He's on our bench. They should have
right.
just paid him, kept him over there. That would have been a good reason to bench Daniels 2 weeks ago.
And that's what most of us who sit here as Giant fans said the same thing. Why did you get rid of him? He wasn't the problem. It's the one ahead of him. He came in, Tyrod Taylor came in and looked like what a quarterback was supposed to look like. Yeah, he's small, he's a little undersized, but he's a quarterback. He knew what he was doing, he knew how to move the offense. And it's like he's done it before in Buffalo. So
You
I
know,
didn't get that move.
it was
That
a
was
million
stupid.
and change, or a million and change. Considering what y'all paying Daniels, a million and change. That's an embarrassment.
Yeah, that's horrible. And now you got this Drew Lock guy for 5 million. You could have just gave. You probably could have walked away with Tyrod Taylor for 4 million, 3.5 million.
You know,
It's
Taylor
just
got his money. Taylor got his money,
yeah,
but
he
he's staying
definitely
on
got
our
the money.
bench.
I don't think Taylor's going to start anymore unless Brett Favre Jr. gets hurt again, and I can see that happening.
Me too. I'm not saying I
Yeah,
want it to happen. I'm just saying I can see it.
yeah, most definitely. Because if he decides to try too hard, he's going to do it to himself. Now, here's the question. I know you are anti-Giant, but put that to the side right now. Be
All right.
objective.
Okay.
Famer or not?
Yeah, he's Hall of Famer.
Okay.
You take down the pay. You take.
I agree, but that's a debate among media types. It's
Yeah.
a debate. Philip Rivers,
Eli
Hall of
Manning.
Famer.
No, you don't have two rings.
See, that's the argument. Philip had better stats. Eli had better moments and championships.
He had the largest moment. He literally, it was David versus Goliath.
Yes.
To have that win.
Dude, I'm 53. You're still a young man.
Yeah.
The greatest football team I have ever seen
Yeah.
did not win the Super Bowl because of Eli Manning.
That's Hall of Fame right there. If you look at David in the Bible, I bet you the stats aren't good, but who are we talking about? We're talking about David.
Yeah. He said, give me one stone. That's all I need. I'm putting it right in the forehead. And he did. David hit Goliath in the forehead with, we're told.
Precision.
And he hit
Tyree.
David Tyree in the head with a pass.
It was holding.
Holding, yeah. Asante Samuel should have squeezed it. I'm sorry, it's true. He knows it. I still can't believe that team didn't win the Super Bowl. Eli Manning.
Eli Manning, Hall of Famer now.
As the absolute Jet fan that I am, and knowing that the most average quarterback in NFL history won one Super Bowl and is the forever talked about Hall of Famer in Joe Namath, Manning is a Hall of Famer. He is.
Thanks.
If
I think so too.
the standard was set, this is what it was with Namath, who's a 500 quarterback at best. That one Super Bowl got him in. Remember, he guaranteed it, but it was the defense that won because the Jets didn't score any points. He didn't do anything to back his guarantee. So if he's in, Manning has to be in.
I mean, Phil Simms is in. As far as Giants go, if I'm gonna use a Giant, Phil Simms is in with lesser stats than Eli Manning.
But the
And he
argument
had
can be
2
made
chips.
Sims was actually, I don't want to say that the NFL was tougher then. I think that the 80s, early
Yeah,
90s
that's
Giants played some tougher competition than Manning did.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that because we didn't have to play Pittsburgh and the Patriots. We didn't have to play these guys every year. We didn't have to play the Ravens every year. We didn't have to play the Colts every year. We didn't have to play those guys. So you can say, and then the type of football Phil Simms was a part of, where there was no whistle unless you were knocked unconscious, and
Yeah.
even then you just not wake up, you're just on the sideline, and there still was no whistle.
Oh, wait.
So
And just the fact, as a Jet, the fact that he put a stop to New England's dreams twice, get him in the Hall of Fame ASAP.
yeah, that's what
ASAP.
Julian Edelman just said. Was that? Yeah, I think that was
ASAP.
Julian. I think he deserves it too. I love Eli Manning. He's my favorite quarterback the Giants ever had. I even like him more than Phil Simms. So yeah, he does deserve to be in. He's top 10. His numbers get him in too. Yeah, he threw a lot of picks, but he's also top 10 in yards, and I believe he's top 10 in touchdowns. So I mean, what more do you want? He got 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs. Why does he not go? Eli Manning for president, if you let me tell it.
Stop it.
All right, before we get out of here, we got 15 minutes left. 15, 20 minutes, 15. We're going to talk Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, since Mike Tyson is one of the kings in New York. So what do you think is going on there?
It's love him or hate him, Jake Paul brings money to the table. And,
He does.
I still think Mike Tyson can I'm hoping Mike Tyson knocks him out. Like, money, that money's not going in my pocket, so I don't really care. But I think he's made a joke of the sport. I'm hoping Mike Tyson knocks him out.
I am too. Let me know how you feel after you well, I'm gonna put on. He beat the bare knuckle boxing champ. I got. Take that how you will. Pause. But it's like, all right, bare knuckle boxer. At least he's a fighter. He fights. But it's like Jake, you still haven't fought anybody that we know besides retired MMA fighters. Like, come on, bro. And then you had the nerve. Maybe you'll have more to say after you see this clip.
The
Right.
most vicious man in the world.
Making history. This is what it's all about for me, man. I'm a kid from Ohio. Hey, New York, shut the fuck up, New York. Hey, boo yourselves. Boo yourselves, New York. Hey, New York, New York, New York. You're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago. Fuck you, New York. Fuck you. Dumbass Democratic City. Jake Paul.
You're wild.
Yes. Fuck you, Jake Paul. On behalf of 10 million New Yorkers, fuck you, Jake Paul. Fuck you. I hope Tyson knocks your head off.
You know what? If the Tyson that came out against Roy Jones in that first 2 rounds, even though it was obviously not all out, but remember Tyson was really in there trying to hurt Roy Jones. He was bobbing, weaving, trying to catch him. If that Tyson shows up, I think it's going to be a long night for Jake Paul. Long.
I think it's gonna be a short night actually.
Now he'll
I
be
think it's
running.
gonna be
He'll be
yeah, he
running.
probably will. Yeah, because they go Tyson training just a little bit.
Fate. I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul. Different.
I don't think Jake Paul gonna be able to win. Jake Paul, to his credit, has gotten swole. Pause. He looks good. Pause. He looks like a heavyweight, but he's not ready for the punishment that Mike Tyson is gonna inflict on him.
Now you know what he's not ready for? The movement. All
Hmm?
them dudes who he fought have literally stood there in front of him. Apparently he's pretty strong, but he ain't
Yeah.
used to the. He hasn't had to look for the head, to try to hit it. And Tyson ain't just gonna stand there and get hit. At least for the first 2 rounds. Who knows what his stamina is? But if first couple rounds, you're gonna see the fear in Jake Paul's face. You're gonna see it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And yeah, Grace, poor trainer, because he actually had hit the trainer. They had the video where the trainer was sitting there like, you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But yeah, the poor trainer. I don't think this fight goes that far. If Tyson could corner him, if Jake Paul is stupid enough to go toe to toe, then he's definitely done
Oh,
within 3 rounds.
he's not.
He
He's gonna run.
he's
He's gonna
he's
run.
not gonna run. Yeah, he's
Th-
definitely
This
gonna run.
this what I'm saying is gonna come down to the stamina because I don't know if Mike got it in him to chase him around for however long it's gonna be. But if he catches him,
Mike better not
I
chase.
think he's gonna
Yeah,
hurt him.
Mike either got to cut the ring off or don't chase. Just move your feet because you can definitely take this bump. You can take him. He might have been getting better, but he's still not ready retired Mike Tyson. Like, and this is a sanctioned fight, so this is the marbles, everything, the marbles. Yeah. And here's my last fight, Tyson with talking to Joe Rogan. Boy, I'd be scared.
Do you feel like you felt in the old days? I don't mean physically, I mean the mind, like you're preparing for war again. Does this like reignite those old thoughts? The way you were when you were the champ, the way you were when you were on your way to the title?
You know what's really interesting? Sometimes I struggle with the fact of, wow, there's a possibility I can really hurt somebody.
Like you don't want to hurt them. What do you mean? But you struggle with the possibility that you could hurt them?
It's orgasmic sometimes.
Like some fights, like particularly like Tyrell Biggs, or someone that you had problems with, someone that you had animosity towards.
What does it mean when fighting gets you erect? What does that mean?
It's a good question. It means you're getting excited.
Yeah.
Do you?
Bro,
Mike
you
was a
getting
walking pause. Let me tell you.
yeah, bro. He said he feels lifted. He feels sturdy. I don't even know how to even fix that, but he's bricked up. There we go. Fighting, thinking about fighting gets him bricked up. Why would you want to fight him?
Yo.
I'm good, brother. I'm good. November 15th, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul in Arlington, Texas. I believe they fight in the Cowboy Stadium. It's going to be 90,000 people. Hopefully, Mike Tyson. Jake Paul got a shot in his ass. Pause. Oh, that white boy got a shot in his ass. Jenkins gonna kill that boy. Jenkins definitely gonna kill that boy. But I hope he finishes him quickly. I hope Jake Paul just makes the mistake of going right instead of left,
And
and
gets
then
caught.
good night. Yeah, good night, Irene. Good night. And the Tyrell Biggs fight, I remember that fight because that's the first fight I ever saw of Mike Tyson, you know, live. Everything else was, tapes. But yeah, he beat Terrell Biggs up pretty good. And the man said he gets bricked up when he thinks about boxing, bro. That's different. That's different. Like, and I thought he was gonna say something like, you feel like you're gonna lose, like you're scared because you feel like you're gonna lose. No, he's scared because he feel like he's gonna hurt somebody. And
Well,
he's
well,
58.
see, the thing is, whether he can do it or not is irrelevant. Right now, his mind and his body, he thinks he's on muscle memory. He's been there.
Yeah,
He's been there for the war. Paul hasn't. This is going to be the
yeah,
first time he's going to be looking at somebody who's literally trying to kill him. And we
yeah.
don't know how he's going to react.
And I don't think it's gonna be too good. It's gonna be the first time he gets hit really hard. I know he has a loss on his record, but boy, man, Mike Tyson gonna be a different kind of loss. That's a different kind of animal, different kind of breed, different kind of hurting.
Paul, you know what Paul needs to do? Because I hated this about Lennox Lewis. He needs to come in with the cut that like comes up to your nipples so that you
Oh
can,
yeah,
all those body shots don't affect you. He needs to put
right,
he needs to call Lennox Lewis and find out where he gets those cups from because I don't
right.
think he's ever been hit in the ribs like he's about to get hit.
Oh boy, and this is a white guy, so you're gonna see at the end of the fight all of the red that's gonna be on him, all of it, man. I hope he's ready. You seen that fake little video of him knocking out his sparring partner,
Yeah.
a bigger dude too. I'm sitting there like, come on with you. I'm about to turn my glove. When I turn my glove, I'm gonna hit you, and you just fall out. Man, I'm sick of you, man. I do believe he's stronger. I do believe he's improved. But yeah, he's gonna lose come Thursday. But before we get out of here, any last thoughts on any sport, any individually, what an individual or team, whatever, Mike Tyson.
Well, not necessarily Mike Tyson, but I'm gonna say this. I I grew up here in Harlem, whatever. And I remember getting into a couple of fights in school. And the one thing you never did was go to the principal and complain about it. You got in your fight, took your ass beating, or you took your win and walked on. I can't wait to see Haney get his head knocked off. I can't
Okay.
wait to see Haney get knocked out. But aside from that, in terms of New York sports, nah, I'm done.
Yo, I appreciate you coming through though, man. I definitely appreciate you. Hope you could be back soon. But in terms of Haney, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Devin Haney get knocked out because bro, you lost regardless. You lost. Ryan Garcia beat your ass.
He
He beat
lost
your
me at the
ass.
lawsuit. The lawsuit, he just
Yeah, the
literally ran to the
lawsuit.
principal's office and complained. Like, yo, who does this?
Yeah,
He's
the
suing
law.
for he's suing for battery. Do you understand the sport you're in?
Right. He's gonna lose. He's gonna get thrown out. So Haney, you're gonna have to get in the ring and you're gonna have to fight. You probably got to fight Ryan Garcia again, but I think he's suspended for a year. He
Yeah.
got about 8 months left. He got about 8 months left, maybe less than that. So you're gonna have to see him again and prove that you can beat him, which I don't think you can. So you got that to deal with. But in terms of everything else, let's go Mets. Giants, you suck. Let's go Bulls, but y'all not New York. So let's go Mike Tyson. I want to thank everybody. You, Frank, of course. Thank you for coming through.
No doubt, no
Grace
doubt.
T, my boy Tay, Desi Dez, Brian Turner, Chris Tom, DOJ, I appreciate y'all, man. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, Miss Brinson, of course. Fakwa, appreciate y'all. But we up out of here, yo. See you later, Frank. You be good, bro. You have a good
You
night.
too, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course, brother. Anytime. Have a good one, T. Have a good one, Miss Brinson.
Uncle Jackie was excellent. Fucking guineas. Jack. Line, everybody get in line. Listen the fuck up. It's going down. Pay attention. Alright? Now, niggas to no pain, bitches to no pain, the plot to no pain, the heart no pain, bitches to no pain, faces to no pain, fuck you all, I'm the motherfucking general, niggas to no pain, bitches to no pain, the plot to no pain, the heart no pain, to no pain, to no pain, fuck who you are. When I walk through, everything stops, silence, remain quiet, things don't cry, thug. Yo, I think it's time we take a fucking time out to hear what Harlem got to say. What, niggas? Harlem on the vibes. You don't want no problem with us, guys.
Practice. I can show you practice. I can show you how to put $1 million in a mattress. I can show the difference between an icon and a classic. Baby in the major should be rolling in the basket. I'm advanced, and it's a lot of dance. From anywhere, my jewelry jump like Ja Morant. And Kif Tower shorts got me tanning with the babes. You would be a surfer if you ever had this wave. I just switch up my cabana, they throw shade. Matter top 5 and top wives, no I'm the fade. And throw them out the loop, I be mute, playing cute, nothing to say to you. Cause when I'm back home, I'm like Kyrie, I won't play with you. This is magic with the fur. Tim Duncan on the spur. Tanya Harton on the skate. This that Kobe number 8. This the kick over the head in the hand of Sue Bird. This boy's superb. All I got is 2 words.
Uncle Jackie, y'all be good.